Welcome back, smart people. So today I will be providing you guys with the example of integration by parts. And this one's going to be a little different. And we'll be incorporating old techniques and current techniques so we can solve this one out. So this time we have an inverse trig function just by itself. And we can look at this and we might not know where to start. But the first thing to notice is that you can't directly do u-substitution, or you might think to yourself, well, there's only one function, I can't do integration by parts. But in reality, this is actually two functions, because we can look at this in a way like this. 1 times sine negative x, so 1 times arc sine of x. So, I'm just going to go ahead and apply my integration by parts technique and use the Liat method like we've been doing in the previous videos. So I'm just going to write down the formula. G. And now I have to decide which one's going to be f and which one's going to be g prime. So we have algebraic and we have an inverse trig function. So since the inverse trig function came first, this will be our f, and then the other one will be our g prime. And algebraic one is just going to be 1, and one algebraic can be like any constant, polynomial, anything that's not the others. So I'll just go ahead and put that in the formula and go down here and do our little table first like we've been doing. So we have f prime, g prime, g. So our f is going to be sine of negative 1 of x. And then the derivative of that is right here. I put this little table right here because these are going to be ones that you kind of want to remember, because you don't just want to go back and derive everything during an exam. So it would become pretty useful. So the one for arc sine of x is going to be 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. And then g prime is just 1. And then the integral of that will just be x. And we could put this all into our formula. That's right here. So we have f is going to be sine of negative 1 of x. And then g is just going to be x minus the integral of f prime, which is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. And then g is just going to be x. And this is all dx. So this part right here is done. Now we just have to figure out this part, which seems a little tricky. But if we look at it, at the beginning of the video I said we can apply old techniques? Well, that's what we're going to do right here. Since I see a 1 minus x squared, and if I were to take the derivative of that, I would get an x somewhere, and I have an x in there which can cancel out. So I'm going to go ahead and apply u-substitution. I'm going to just go ahead and erase this. And I'm going to let u equal to 1 minus x squared dx. Now we have du. You take the derivative of both sides, and then the derivative of 1 minus x squared is just going to be negative 2x dx. And now we just have to solve for dx. And then anywhere we have a dx, we'll just replace whatever we have on the left-hand side. So negative 2x, that goes away, negative 2x. So du over negative 2x is equal to dx. So now we can go over here and replace a dx where we see this. So I can drag this down. Minus the integral of 1 over the square root of u x, and then we're going to have du over negative 2x. So these cancel out. Go ahead and bring everything down one more time. And do you see how I have a negative sign right here? And there's a negative sign right here. I'm just going to go ahead and make that positive now to save us some trouble later on. So 1 over the square root of u. And then I'm left, there's that 2 right there. That's still there. And then du. going to do that one more time. Plus, now I'm going to just go bring out the constant up to the front because that's easier for me. 1 over the square root of u du. And now all we have to do is just solve that integral right here. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this right here so I can get a little bit more space. And then bring that down. You know, all you want to do is just remain consistent and, you know, understand the simple things that are going on. So, since this is 1 over the square root of u, all I know that the square root is just a power, and it's a power to the 1/2. So what I could do is just do u to the negative 1/2 du, and then solve like that. Here, give me a sec. And get all of this right here. Make it a little bit smaller so I could have some space. Okay. We have sine negative 1 of x times x plus 1/2. And then, since we're going to do the power rule, we're going to add 1, which is going to be u to the 1/2. And then divide by 1/2 is just basically multiplying by 2. So this cancels out and this cancels out. And let's not forget our plus c. Sine to negative 1 of x times x plus u to the 1/2 plus c. And now the final thing we have to do is just put everything in terms of x, because that way it would look a lot nicer. Okay. So we're going to have sine to negative 1 of x times x plus, and then u was equal to 1 minus x squared. So, and anything to the 1/2 power is just a square root, so I could just do 1 minus x squared, and that's all the square root, plus c, and that is our final answer right here. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave it in the comments below.